Super Soul Sisters, yet another episode. I must remind everyone that it is the Cancer Month and of course the Cancer Week, where we're focusing on a lot of things. We're celebrating with our women battling and fighting cancer. Now, of course, all sorts of cancer. We cannot say that after that we are done. It is very important for us to keep talking about this, to create awareness, and of course to come together and fight this particular illness. Now, my name is Rehemah Kajumba. My Super Soul Sister today is Hussein Namara Rehemah. I don't know if I said it in the right order, but plus also she's in Nalongo. You know, it's very important to point out these things. Yeah. You're very welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Kajumba.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was being reminded, Nalongo, don't forget Nalongo. But before our title of Nalongo, before being a Mrs., we want to know who Rehemah Hussein is.
Okay.
Yes.
Rehemah Hussein is a girl from Fort Portal.
Yes.
I was born in Fort Portal, Virka Hospital, 1977, to Mzee Hussein Juma, who passed on last year, 24th of March. And my mom was the Hajat Naima Atenyi, who died when I was in senior 1. I just finished P7, almost joining senior 1, 1991. Yes.
So sorry for that.
Hussein Rehemah Namara is a mother of 5, living in Nalia Estate. I'm married.
You were born in Fort Portal?
Yes.
Town?
Please. Yes.
Yes. And you lived in Fort Portal town?
My whole life.
Your whole life?
Yes. Please.
And you found yourself in Kampala?
Yeah.
Yes. So how was it like growing up? Your childhood, anything you remember particularly growing up? Do you have siblings?
Yeah, we are many. We are over 20. Mommy's side, we are 9 children.
Yes.
I'm the 8th.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, almost mature.
Yeah.
Almost.
But I'm not somebody refused. I have a young sister called Jamila. She's a medical doctor.
Yeah.
She's a clinical officer actually. Also graduated from the Fort Portal clinical officers.
Okay.
Yeah, in Fort Portal there. Buhinga.
Oh, okay. So growing up, we said about 20. I like how we do point out most of us here, well, because we are all Africans. We can say, we are many, you know, which is also okay.
Yes.
So did you grow up with all your siblings or just...
like 90%, we were all mixed. Much as we are from different mothers,
yes,
we were all home with dad.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I grew up with my stepmother. Yeah, my mom left when I was young until today.
Oh, that's
yes.
nice. That's nice.
Actually, when you come home, you cannot even differentiate. You cannot tell.
That's now there's
this and this. For us, mother is mother.
That is true.
That was all. And dad loved us all equally.
That is nice.
Yeah, we had a lot of dad love, especially from dad.
Growing up, eh?
Yes.
What was it like though as kids? Were you all roughly around the same ages, or some of them are way older?
Most of them were the same age, actually. Like we would be in each class 2, 3.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
That's
and
nice.
yeah.
So you enjoyed, basically?
We lived.
Because when you're many, I'm expecting maybe
we enjoyed,
a lot
and
of
it
fun
was
memories.
a comfortable life.
That is.
Yes.
What was it like? Did you guys used to spend time together after school, or you were all in the same school growing up?
We all were in the same school, Kinyamasika Demonstration School. All of us were in the same school, and we would be dropped by dad in the morning and would be picked in the evening. Lunch would be dropped at school. We used to have homemade lunch. It was good life.
It was a good life.
Yes.
And of course having your siblings to play with.
Yes, we would work. Much as dad had money, we used to work.
Really?
Yeah. We used to fetch water, wash clothes on the spring down. We did not have national water. It's of late that we are having national water.
Yes, that's
We
true.
used to collect firewood. We used to peel, cook like any normal child.
Parents then were lucky. They had labor.
Yeah,
they didn't have to.
Yes.
They didn't have to get people to do these
No.
things. They had labor.
No.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you remember in particular? Something, you know, memorable to you growing up that if you remember now, you just look back and say, I can't believe this is something.
We had a very happy childhood. We were very connected to each other.
Yes.
We used to do digging. There was plenty of food. And I was so close with the people in the neighborhood. Like it was an open home.
Okay.
For everybody.
For everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. So you went to which schools?
I went to Kinyamasika Demonstration School. It is near St. Leo's College, up to P7. Okay. Then from there, most of us, actually, the girls went to Chewambe.
So you were more girls than the boys?
Yes.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we were more girls than the boys.
Yes.
Yeah, we all went to Chewambe girls. Only 2 went to St. Maria Goretti. Then that is from senior 1 to senior 4. Then senior 6, people went to nursing. People went to TTC, that was in Kinyamasika also. I went to Makere High. Okay. Makere High School here in Wandegea. And I offered...
That is for A-level?
A-level.
A-level, okay.
Math, economics and geography. And then I went to Makere University.
Okay. So let's go back a bit. Yes. You said you lost your dear mom around P7.
Yes, please.
How did this affect you? You know, most of the part because you are not really staying with her.
Yes.
But you knew her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I knew her. But when she was really, really sick, she lived with my grandma in Kasese. And I had just finished my P7. And I went to live with her. The last days, I lived with her. We bonded a bit, but she was really weak. Just like a week after I had left to come and go to senior 1, she passed on.
Oh dear.
Yes. It was hard that day. We were kind of disorganized at home, but you could not tell. Lunch was late, everything wasn't moving. And around, I think 6 p.m., somebody came by. There were no phones those days, and told us that Mom had died.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh my. And how did this, because remember you were not staying with her, but from the last days you were probably with your siblings as well.
Yes.
How did you support one another in this?
We did not know how things moved. All of a sudden Dad came, picked us. We went to be with her. We were all there. I can't even tell how things flew. But me and the sister whom I follow, Halima, we were made to do whatever was supposed to be done, like bathing. So you took charge? We took charge. Yeah, bathing her, doing everything. We read the Quran. Actually, we read the Quran all night, the whole family. But I found out at some point everybody fell asleep. I remained alone reading. I could not sleep till morning.
That was quite a time. And shortly after, you were supposed to be reporting for school in senior 1.
Yes.
And how does this play back and fall back on you when you're joining school? Because not even a week before you start. Yeah.
I lived like 2 kinds of lives. You are attached to this one, but you have to move on. We, fortunately for her, during her life, she had made so many friends. She was a down-to-earth person. Even the weak people, even the one walking on sticks, would meet you and tell you, "Oli mwana wa Atenyi." Omwana wa Atenyi, like everywhere we felt protected. We belonged because of her and because of Dad.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, so you're among the last ones, and you're coping with this particular situation. You're joining a new life, because secondary school is definitely a new life.
It was a new life.
This is a new life.
Yes.
How quick did you adjust into school?
I adjusted immediately.
Immediately?
Yes.
You had to?
Yes.
You had to.
Sometimes you're so strong and you move, but once in a while you find yourself in your own wardrobe.
That is very true.
That one doesn't miss.
It doesn't, yes. It doesn't. So when you joined school, senior one, you joined with your sisters?
I had 2 sisters already there.
Yeah.
Senior 2 and senior 3.
Okay.
And there were a lot of OGs from my primary school,
Okay.
Kinyamaska, a lot of village mates. I was basically home, though I was at school.
What was that like, being in secondary school?
It was nice.
Because most people don't talk about these things.
We used to look at those girls, Kiwambe girls, and then St. Maria Goretti. Our uniform was a dress.
Yes.
It was a blue dress. And our dream was to put on
That's true.
that skirt. Would we look at their white shirts they would put on and would envy and would wish, even when we were at school playing.
Yes.
It was nice. We loved it.
Yes. And you were finally there.
I was finally there.
Friends with you, your family with you.
God. And there were a lot of people from everywhere, Kampala, Kienjojo. Like it was a collection place of every student was there.
So I'm guessing it was smooth for you.
It was very smooth.
when you
Life in
joined.
secondary was like a home, another home away from home.
My goodness, that must have been something else,
Yeah.
Because even when you had something, come into your life that made you sad when you lost your own, you still had a lot of comfort and people to help you sail through.
The school embraced me. Daddy did not only take care of us, he had adopted so many children who had a lot of other big sisters and brothers, even within the school itself. Yeah.
Anything memorable while you were in school that you think about up to date?
I was so much involved in the clubs. There was a choir. I was not in choir, but I was in the drama club.
Okay.
I have a lot of nice memories in the drama club and the dancing club. I was so tiny and very flexible. I was all over.
Everywhere.
Yeah, like you forget that you ever had any problem.
Yes.
Yeah, we loved it.
Were you a prefect by any chance?
I was an entertainment prefect,
Nice.
and I was also a house prefect in charge of atelier. Yes. Actually, I was given 3 posts.
Wow.
I was given 3 posts, but finally the school told me to pick one.
Yes, because it was.
Yes, they wanted me to be a healthy prefect.
Yes.
They also wanted me to, actually they had given me 4. They wanted me to be a healthy prefect, speech and uniform. There was entertainment and there was timekeeper.
Okay, so which one did you choose?
Entertainment.
Of course. I'd most likely go for that as well. Yeah. Because you're thinking, less work. I'll still enjoy myself and still be a leader anyway.
Yeah. The entertainment used to organize for movies.
But did you do the others for a while as well?
No, I didn't.
Okay. They were like, she needs to
Entertainment
pick
prefect,
and decide.
but I was also in charge of a dormitory called atelier. So I was entertainment prefect in charge of atelier dormitory. And the moment I stepped in atelier, we were always winning.
Nice.
Cleanliness, dining, everything, we were winners.
You made sure
Yes.
you had a good presentation.
Yes.
That is very good.
I
I like your determination. You're like, I'm not giving up here, regardless of what I'm doing.
No.
So, what was that like? Were you the quiet type? Were you the cheeky and, kind of person that everyone was probably knowing in school?
No, I was not very quiet. I was not very quiet, but I was quite flexible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That must have been quite an experience. Yes. So now you're the entertainment prefect, and then you're in charge of your house or dormitory.
Yes.
What were you looking at this time? That when I leave Kievambe, this is where I'm headed. This is where I want to go. Or at that point, you're like, whatever comes my way is what I'm going with.
No. All my life, I had wanted to be an accountant. I don't know why, but I would always tell my dad I want to be an accountant. So every time I would go astray, he would remind myself, but my daughter, you want to be an accountant. Shall we make it?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you finished with Kievambe,
yes.
How did you come to the decision of going to Makerere?
I went to a school.
You said you went to Makerere High?
Makerere High School.
Yes.
I went to a school and we tried. It was a pioneer school. I was staying at home. It was a day school. But we were not doing well. It was a new school. My sister came and saw. I have a sister called Asha. And then she said, no, we have to change. I stayed there for almost a year. But she said, no, you have to change. And Makerere High School at that time was performing really well. Many students were going to campus. And my dream was to go to Makerere University.
Well.
I used to tell my dad, I'm university material. Every time I do, I'm university material. So he would remind me, yes, where is the university material? So my sister brought me to Kampala. We applied. It was very hard to get to that school, but I thank God.
So what motivated you to try a new school and be a pioneer in a school no one else has tried?
A friend.
Okay.
I had a friend, she's now our MP, Honorable Linda Irene Nyinabarongo. She was my childhood friend since P2, and she was my village mate.
Yes.
So she came home and told me there is this new school they are starting, you're going to put on this nice uniform.
Yes.
And then she also told my dad, we are the one who made the uniform for that school.
Are you kidding me?
We
That
created
was
the
quite
uniform.
ambitious.
Yes.
That is good though.
There was me, Linda Irene, and there's another girl called Lillian. We made the uniform for the school.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That is quite a motivation.
We did not have teachers, full-time teachers,
Okay.
but we would mobilize students from the university to come and teach us whenever they
Really?
would come for holidays. Yes.
Nice. That explains your sister saying, no, it's not for you to manage a school, eh? Go and study.
We were our own teachers. Back house 1, back house 2, we were ever calculating. We are here, we are collecting kids with their best scores, and we are here and we are there.
You have quite an ambition, really,
Yes.
at that point in life. So when you come to Makerere University, I mean Makerere High,
Yes.
how easy was that to cope? Now you've left Fort Portal after all these years.
Yes.
You've been around your family.
Yes.
You've been around boarding. Okay, apart from the experimental school.
Yes.
And now you've come with your sister to Kampala.
Yes.
What did you think at this point?
I was anxious. I was nervous. But when I stepped here, I knew
Yes.
I would definitely be at the university. My dream was to be at Makerere. I did not actually live with her because she was staying in Luzira at that time. But I had my sister whom I follow, who was staying right here in Wandegea.
Okay.
So my sister Halima, so I had to stay with Halima. Halima was with her 2 kids. So I stayed with Halima. I did not go to the hostels.
Okay.
I was given Mary
say,
Stewart.
Eh,
I was given Mary Stewart, but I did not actually stay there. I was living with my sister at home. She was working under bills. The children.
so what did you do for A-level?
I did math, economics, and geography.
Ooh.
Yes, Meg.
Yeah.
And there was this GP for everybody
Well,
to do.
yes,
Those days
yes.
it was the 3.
The 3, yes.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
did
Imagine,
Meg.
But back then, yes, I think Meg was go to, and you were looking at being an accountant in
accountant. It was my
itself.
dream.
You're excited, and then you finally actually achieved that goal.
Yeah. I loved math. I loved math since secondary. Even in Chebambe, we had a teacher who really loved me, a math teacher. It helped me a lot.
Yeah.
We had Mr. Odoy. He was a Munyankole, Mr. I'm forgetting his name, but he'll come back to me. They did help me a lot. They were not only teachers, but they became friends, also friends of my family. That it helped me a lot. It gave me a good background. I embraced math. Even during the VAC, for us, we would find us trying numbers for A-level even before we start.
Yes, that is
We
true.
had our village group of boys and girls, and we start calculating.
Okay.
By the time we go into that school, everybody would pause on the blackboard, trying to solve this number, trying to do this one, like that.
So from what I gather, I mean, I cannot speak out of experience or knowing. You'll help me there.
Yeah.
From what I gather, many people have talked about Islam as a culture and as a religion, and some women have talked about limitations. Do you feel that way, being a Muslim young woman?
I never.
Yes.
Actually, much as we studied, strictly every day we had a religious teacher at home. And that school, the religion school, was for all the kids, even the ones who are our friends, who are not Muslims.
Yes.
Like the way I mentioned the Honorable Linda Irene in Abarongo,
Yes.
we would be in that class.
Yes.
When it is time for kiboko,
Yeah.
everybody will have a sample. So our life, I'm telling you, this life, these children
things
are
have
missing
just
here.
changed. Yes.
It was
Yes.
very interesting.
People are
Full of
brought up as-
kimboko,
yes.
tight, a lot of work, a lot of, but it was,
So even with your ambitions, you had to know how to do work to survive.
I used to work. There is a way Dad trained us when we were young. I don't know whether it was good or, but we used to basically, we would organize the house. By everything had its time, and there was a lot of work, by the way. You would go to the plantation with the panga and the wheelbarrow, chop the banana, take it home, see it, peel, go to the garden for beans, harvest the beans, peel, cook, look for fire. Like it was
Everything
hands-on,
was- yes.
everything.
That is
And then Dad was also used to make us take care of the boys. The boys were like kings at home. The beds, the clothes, the what. We would wash. Like Saturday would be washing day.
Yes.
And we would basically do that.
Yes.
And it eased my life. That time I would find it hard, but finally you get accustomed to it.
To eat and you
And
realize
now, this life here and now, as big as I am, it is a walkover.
that is very true.
Nothing I can't do. Even if you tell me clean the toilet, I have no problem. Digging, I have no problem.
Yeah. When you go to Makerere High, you do make, and then eventually go to Makerere University, what you've always wanted to
Yes.
do. You're very adjusted now to the life away from Fort,
Yes.
you know. So what was it like at Makerere? Did you get your accounting?
I did not.
No.
I didn't get my accounting when I applied. There was BA Economics.
Okay.
So I went for that. And they had given me BSc, Math and Econ. In my mind, I thought that when I do BSc Math and Econ, I would be a teacher. And I did not actually want to be a teacher
do it, yes.
at that time. So I had to go for, I had gotten 2 admissions. So I went for BA Econ,
Okay.
knowing that finally I will end up in the bank.
Yes, where you wanted to be, where the money is.
Yes, I would look at these guys in the bank and I'm like, one day I'll put on that Kakondo shoe
and
and
then
be
you
at
have to go.
some tailor. That was my
Nice.
dream.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you do become, where does your life go in after? Because
I did BA Economics, graduated. Immediately, before even I finished, when I was doing my research, there is this MP for Fort Poto, Alex Ruhunda, Akiki. He would come and meet us, the children from Fort Poto. We had an association. I happened to do a research of microfinance institutions. And he was starting Kabral Research Center. Even when I was doing my papers, he had told me that once you finish, you share your paper. I would work even during the holidays, get some tuition, come to
To pay
school
for
with pocket money. I did a lot of research for KRC, even during holidays. It pushed me a lot
That was
at the university because at that time we were 3 kids. One in MOOBS, then one was doing BCom, external. My brother Faisal, then my brother Hamida was in MOOBS, and then I was doing BA Economics. We were 3, so school fees was kind of hard for Dad. But somehow I would get some money. During research, I would always have those research calls. Before I finish,
yes.
make the money. Sometimes I would delay a bit,
Yes.
but I would come with money, pay, study.
Okay.
So after that, immediately after I finished, I went direct to the Honorable now, Ruhunda Alex, and got a job at Kabale Research and Resource Center. Started working in the microfinance department, initially as a volunteer. I didn't sit.
You did not sit, you did not go looking for jobs and hustling.
I was in
what?
Kabale Research Center.
God
That's
had
where
planned his way for you.
That's why even I met the man of my life, the man who married me. He found me in Kabale Research Center.
Nice.
Yes.
Now we're going to get into that story. Now a quick one, just a quick reminder, we are always here at Dotash Exclusive on Ginger Road. They give us their time and space to bring you this show and to bring you our Super Soul Sisters. Now, Hussein Rehemah Namara is, of course, Nalongo. Yes. she's taken us through her life. And like I always say, everyone has a different path. Now, just because she may not have seen a lot more hurdles or, you know, bumps along the way, doesn't mean she did not work hard, okay? Doesn't mean she's still not working hard. So everyone has their journey and direction. Now we're bringing you women here to let you know that, hey, as a woman, you can also do certain things and you can push your goals and push your dreams. Now, we'll be right back where we're starting from the research center,
yes,
where she was a working woman and she's able to meet her other half, if I can use those words. We'll be right back.
We are fundraising to return 2,000 girls to school.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's
come
okay.
join us. It's a noble cause. It's a good cause. We are
When
fighting
is this
for
dinner?
this country. This dinner will be on the 4th of November. It's a Friday. That is next week Friday evening. It's from 6 to about 9, and we will be at the Imperial Royal Hotel. So we are calling upon every one of us. A table for 10 goes for 2.5 million. So please join us. We have, of course, cards that are at 100,000 Uganda shillings, 200 Uganda shillings, 250 Uganda shillings. So please come join us.
And we are right back here with Rehemah Namara, who is our super soul sister. Now, where we've reached, she was able to get the opportunity while doing research. Now, what with, you know, so many times people wait for, oh, I'll go to school, I finish, then I get the job. You took on an opportunity to do research while you are still in school to pay for your tuition and your siblings.
Yes.
That is very wise.
Yeah.
Clearly, I can see from the time you thought you would start a school, okay, manage a school. To now, the person that is saying, I can handle certain things. You know, there's a point where you reach and you're like, I also need to come in and help.
Yes.
So, you finally get the job.
Yes.
And you're doing, you're in the research center. Yes?
Yeah.
In Kabarole?
Research and Resource Center, yes. There were many departments, but I was put in the microfinance
In
department.
the microfinance department.
Yes.
So we had reached at the point where you said, I met my other half there.
That's where we met.
Were you in the same department?
No. We had training in Kasunga.
Yes.
And then they brought these visitors to train us about microfinance and to tell us about microfinance from Kampala. And then he happened to come with his friend, who was also an OB to my sisters. I did not know him, but when he heard my name, he knew me. And then as we were chatting, he was asking about my sister. My husband was there.
Okay.
That guest from Kampala.
The people who came to talk to you
Yes.
from Kampala. So he came to find a wife.
Yes.
Without knowing, he came to find a wife.
A wife.
So how did you then start to connect? And because I'm thinking that was a short time, really.
Yeah, it was short. You know, that time we had phones. As I was talking to his colleague and he was talking about my sisters, he picked my phone.
Okay.
Then we started chatting on phone. And, you know, I started working even before graduation. You know, graduation comes after. Then we come for graduation, we are organizing, the book is out, you're listing your list. Then he called me for tea. We met, and then he did not stop there. He asked to come home.
Oh,
I think the third encounter, he drove home with the person who ended up being our best man.
That is nice.
And then he met Dad and Mom, and he kept coming. I was based in Fort Porto. I would not always come to Kampala, but he would come.
And see you.
And see me, and home, they know him. Then he told them, and my father was kind of reluctant to let me go.
Most fathers, really.
My child is
my little
young.
girl.
I was 23 years old, and I was like, no, it's not. Linda stepped in, Honorable Linda, said, no, Dad, this girl.
This is where she wants to be. It's about time.
So they would have their chats with Honorable Linda, and Linda told him. Then my aunties intervened. Yeah, but my dad really felt, because I had, even before that, I had a lot of things at home. I was doing a lot of things. I had organized some family microfinance program, and we were all contributing monthly, and we were paying school fees now for other siblings who are in St. Leo's where. So like Dad felt he was losing something.
I know. And just 23, really.
Yeah.
23 as a parent, you worry, is she ready?
I
Does she
was
really
really
want me to
tiny.
do this? Does she know what marriage means or entails? They have all these questions. Anyway,
Yes.
so when you get married,
Yes.
what happens? Do you leave fort? Do you leave your job? How do you balance? Because it's in Kampala, you're working in Fort Portal.
Yeah, my husband did everything in one day. He wanted to Kwanjula. Then my dad was like, no, it's going to be so extravagant to do 3 functions. Why don't you do a Kwanjula and Nikah? Then my husband says, okay, since we shall be coming from far, if we can organize in a way that it is in the same day, we shall be good to go.
Your father was very good.
Yeah, we did everything you
very-
Kwanjulad. We did the Nikah there, and off I went.
You left Fort Portal?
Fort Portal, but we first went to Bushenyi, to his home now. Stayed there for a while.
So at this point you've stopped working?
Yeah, I stopped working
Okay.
at KRC. Yes. And he started a new life now in Kampala.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you went to his home in Bushenyi, you said?
Yes, yes.
Stayed there for how long?
I think for a week.
You were about to... Oh, okay. No, that's okay. I was
Yes.
going to say, how many years?
We were together.
Okay. Then you moved to Kampala?
Kampala together.
At this point, did you have a plan? What did you do next?
I first stayed home. We were looking for a job.
Okay.
But we finally started some other microfinance near KIU University. It was his business with our best man. I worked there for some time. Then we stopped. As I was still applying to the banks. So we did a postgraduate procurement in procurement and supply chain at UMI.
Yes.
Then I came home. That time we had even moved from the original home to a bigger home because we were expecting twins.
Okay.
Yes. And the home had
nice.
become small. So when in Zambia, we moved to Nalia, to a bigger place. Now we gave birth to twins. One thing led to another. After a year, my husband was not now living within Kampala. We had then had four boys.
Yes.
I have 4 boys, 1 girl.
Nice.
And a set of twins among those 4 boys.
Among the 4, yes.
He was living away from Kampala. He comes in. I was still breastfeeding the twins. I got pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Unexpectedly, but I call it a blessing from God. Yes. And there came the girl.
Now, this whole time you were with the microfinance, but also...
I had started some projects. As I told you, I'm a nature lover. I could not sit. I was into poultry. I went to quail eggs. I was all over trying to do something.
Yes.
Yeah, as I was studying.
And you finally ended up with your plants.
I ended up with flowers.
Your flowers. Your nature.
So let me take you back. Even when my husband met me,
Yes.
while we were doing training in Kasunga, I had a bottle, a flower vase with some cut flowers on my table as we were training. Like everywhere I moved, I had flowers, but not knowing what
it would
was
lead
going
to.
on.
Yes. That is interesting,
Yeah.
not knowing what it would lead to. So now let's get into a part now of your life that maybe most women would want to know and hear of, which was quite unfortunate for you.
Yes.
As you can see, you have the pin.
Yes,
you have
yeah,
the
this
pin
is my-
there.
yeah.
And you are a survivor?
I am a survivor.
She is a survivor, people see. You
Yes.
cannot give up. And I think if we keep going for constant screenings and checking ourselves, we could find things before it gets too late.
Very, very important.
Yes.
Yes.
So I think what even saved you was you caught it in the early stages.
Yes, I did.
Yes. So tell us more about battling breast cancer.
Oh, after birth of the last born now, the girl, I lost my brother-in-law to cancer. He died in Bushenyi. We buried. A few years, just after a year, I think around 6 months, I lost another sister to cancer again. And
Oh,
then,
dear.
Yes, that time I had gotten a new job in Aga Khan University Medical Center in Bugolobi. I was working there. And then they would talk about these issues of doing breast self-check, what. When we were there with my fellow workmates, I tried to do it, and I felt something. I think I was with a girl called Edrina. I felt something like a peanut in the left breast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Edrina, there's something. Check, and I know, Remy, it can't be. I said, Edrina, there's something, but you don't feel anything. So I relaxed. We went on. After I went on, that's when another person died in my husband's family, my sister-in-law. And I'm like, this thing is becoming stubborn. It was like 9 months after, and I had just chilled. So I said, let me go. Let me check, this thing is becoming stubborn. I went to some hospital here in Kampala. They checked and they did a ultrasound, and there was something there. They went sent me to imaging. Imaging confirmed there's something, but they told me it wasn't cancerous. They told me, yeah, there's something, but we don't feel anything. But let us help you get it before it becomes dangerous. That time my husband had transferred to Washington. I was at home alone. He happened to call, and he was like, I said, they told me I'm going to have surgery. What surgery? So there's a lump in my breast, and they need to remove it before it is cancerous. He said, no. I will not allow to tamper with that breast. You have a brother in Nairobi. You're going to Nairobi. Let us seek a second opinion. This one, I always share to whoever gives me a listening ear. Second opinion matters a lot. You will part with 30,000 to 60,000, at most 80,000 to seek a second opinion. But it is very important. It can save your life. Had I removed that lump without going for a second opinion, I don't think I would be alive. Because when I went to Nairobi, that time Aga Khan Hospital was flooded. Those machines here in Mulago were down. So everybody was rushing to Aga Khan. The line was long. We had to go to the Nairobi Hospital. So in Nairobi Hospital, they did the checkup. It was not only one lump. There were many babies.
Oh my goodness.
It was not only in the breast. It had moved to the armpit. So you can imagine if I had removed that one that was visible here.
You would still...
we would have tampered, and once you tamper with it, it moves very fast.
My goodness.
So, and they were going to have their elections. And then there were more tests to be conducted. And since they had done a biopsy and they had tampered with the lump, it was quite risky. So they told me that we could not wait for the results for 3 weeks to 1 month to know what kind of cancer, what stage. He said, we are going to give you chemo.
To start off immediately.
To start off. I called my husband. He was always checking on me. I told him, said, no, my wife. That one is so risky. Chemo is expensive. Chemo is harsh. You cannot just do such a thing. I think he consulted his colleagues, much as I had told him, please don't tell anybody. Let it be our secret. Let us handle together. Don't tell anybody. I was scared. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to say. You don't want to share. I received a phone call from Judith Chamtetera. In Uganda, I'm Judith. I have had cancer like you, and I have been in touch with your husband. Send me your papers. I need to help you. I scanned and sent. Said, now, Remy, you have to come back home. So I did not go. I had matters I had paid. We cancelled.
Came back.
Yeah, you had to pay for daycare. We cancelled and came back to Kampala, processed everything. Judith had just come from India, and I think somebody linked him to my husband. Judith did everything. We took pictures. I think we looked for studios at around 10 p.m. in the evening. I've just come from the airport to her, and then we were looking for studio to get everything visa done. And I went to India. There is this MediPlus. It's a company Judith started to give out to the people, to give back to the people because of what she had gone through. So I'm one of the clients whom MediPlus Magnus took me to India. And when I reached there, they welcomed me. I went with my sister. The results that they did, it was October 11th. 12 of the results were out. They were similar to those ones in Nairobi. 13th, I was in theater.
Oh.
For mastectomy, they are that fast. Did my mastectomy, did my chemo, 6 session, did radiotherapy, and I came back home. Now, while I was there, I would tell Judith, we'd talk a lot with Judith. And I was like, you came and did this. What do I do? Said, no, you will tell. You go to India, think about what you really want to do in your life.
That's true.
Build on it. So, there is a way God does his things. While I was there, I went with my sister. She fell sick and left. I stayed there, alone. So there is a lady friend who had a nursery near the apartment I was living, knew my case. So she told me, Remy, I have a nursery here. I would be there and wouldn't want to leave. She said, okay, Remy, I always open at 9 and close at 2, but to you, my nursery is open. Anytime you feel down or you're having chemo the following day, come. My gate is open. Feel free. So it was my second home. I would go talk to flowers, do this, see this. She even brought me flowers in my room. She would come and bring me flowers. She was a big woman. So I loved flowers. And I saw many, many species, varieties, which we did not have back home. And I had my room flooded with flowers. Flowers helped me a lot to fight cancer. But before the flowers, I had God. When my sister left, I told God, God, I'm not alone. I had you. So there was no Wi-Fi in India, in my room.
Yes.
Here. But there was free Wi-Fi. So I had a lot of time, learned a lot of things. I bonded, I prayed a lot. When I'm free, I jog. I go to my garden. Sit, talk to flowers, meet other people moving around, elderly couples, what. When they would go, me, I would have access even when they have gone. So I kept picking flowers from there, coming with them. Picking flowers, nice ones, bringing home. Passion led to something else. My love for flowers. My friends who would come to visit me, I have come from hospital, say, Remy, I want this, Remy, I want this. But I say, okay, so you can take this, I'm going back. I want this. So it helped me also collect some funds.
That is true.
For treatment.
Okay. So when you went through that recovery, how fast was recovery for you?
Let me tell you, I believe my recovery started even before I had started chemo.
You told yourself, I am going to be better.
I told myself I have to go back home to my children better, to my family a better person. Yes. I had, you have issues like every other person, you have a lot of issues you're battling inside you. I had issues, but I had to heal first. I had to bond with God. You have to let go. Like breast cancer is hormonal. So you have to deal with your hormones.
That is true.
They reduce stress, calm down. If you have anything that you have disturbing your mind, let go. If you have somebody who has annoyed you, heal, forgive, start a new life. You will not only forgive the other one, you're helping yourself. Let go, heal,
and then feel.
And then the medication will top up onto that. Cancer does not want somebody who is stressed, somebody who is depressed, somebody who is angry or has issues. You have to relax heal in the inside first. If you don't do that, even if they bring the whole office of medication, I don't believe you'll beat cancer.
So when you got the news that you're better, what did that feel like for you?
I was so happy. I was rejoicing. Actually now, I prayed more. I engaged so much more in flowers. It helped me a lot. Let me tell you, flowers are very therapeutic. The first year we had a wedding here, I had to come home for my son who was wedding. And when I was, that was after the 3 chemos. But when I was having my 3rd chemo, my immunity was so low that I could not get it. They had to give me a booster first. They had to inject me a booster first so that I could withstand the chemo. So when they gave me a booster, I had my chemo. After I came home, the day I went back, I was supposed to have another chemo. By the time I had spent in my garden at home, pruning, weeding here, adjusting, like the way I would visit whatever I would learn from the garden in India, I would try to implement home.
Yes.
When I went to do, they do a CBC, they do checkup, everything before they take you for chemo, the day before you do those checkups. My immunity was higher than the immunity I had before I even started the whole treatment.
Nice.
And the doctor was asking me, what is the secret? It was my plants.
Okay.
My
That
plants was
fantastic.
helping me heal. They are therapeutic.
Indeed.
That is the magic. Yes.
So you come back home, come back to your children, come back to your family.
Yes.
That must have been a relief to know that, I'm okay.
I would even see people and I would say, thank God, I'm standing amongst these ones. I'm even here. You wake up and you're like, oh my God, it's a new day. The first thing you do when you turn and you awake, you say, thank God I'm alive. Thank God I'm breathing. Thank you, God. Thank you. You cannot believe.
That is true.
Yeah.
This is something interesting, and I must say congratulations for beating cancer.
Thank you.
Now, many of us should not lose hope in that fact. So real quick, so what do you do now with yourself?
So after that, after healing and bonding so much more with the flowers, I keep going. I go for checkup. I'm supposed to do checkup twice a year, but every time I travel, I bring in flowers. New species, new varieties, the ones that we don't have, the ones that people think that they may not even work well in Uganda. Every time I go, I bring them. It has now turned to business.
Yes.
I sell, as I also keep for my own. Beautifying a home, I encourage people. I joined clubs like Uganda Tropical Plants Association, which has helped build. Yes, it has built me, and I also talk to people. I share whatever I learn. I share with people.
So tell me more about, is it Remy
Blooms.
Blooms? You've said I am focusing on my flowers. It is therapeutic.
Yes.
I am doing something I love now. How did this come up? Of course, we know the background.
Yes.
You've always loved flowers.
Yes.
But when you come back, how immediate or soon do you get into it?
One thing led to another. I had friends, and I had a friend, my mentor, one of my mentors called Amelia Masiko Momo. She encouraged me so much into flowers and introduced me to an association called Uganda Tropical Plants Association. Which is actually having another flower show for this year at the Uganda Museum from 1st to 6th. We shall be there. So from Uganda Tropical Plants Association, and the way I would learn about flowers from the ladies, how to take care of flowers, I would still go for my treatment. Then there was this PET scan, PET CT scan. We would go for PET scan in India, and I would come back with flowers. And then we thought that I needed to register, set up a serious business as I settled down. And look, you have a new day to look up to every morning.
True. Every morning.
Yes.
Every morning.
Because I had little children at home. We started to do it at home, in the home environment.
Nice.
Because it is easy to teach even people from Nalia in the estate, people from the environment.
Also,
to
you
train
even
them.
train people?
Yeah, we do train them. You come, we train you on everything. Soil mixing, where to put this. There are indoor flowers, outdoor flowers. These ones, the air plants, the ones which need water, the ones which need soil. What kind of soil? Manure, no manure, like that.
Indeed.
So I went and got my company registered, Remy Blooms. And through the company, we are able to bring in some flowers.
Okay. That's good.
Especially for home, but we do sell
You can,
flowers.
yes.
Yes.
Now, of course, for someone that has never really had so many hurdles in your life, when this came to you, how easy was that to adjust to and fall into?
It was okay. Originally, it was so much of money-making business. No, it was passion. I was driven by my passion, my love for flowers. Up to now, I'm kind of so much attached to the flowers.
That's
it was passion driven. It was from my colleagues or my friends would come, no, you have to sell me this, you have to give me that. this one I'm taking, Remy this, Remy that. And then they started asking me, Remy, I've seen this one online. Why don't you bring for us this? Remy, when you go back, why don't you bring this? So you find me bringing in different species, unique species, some things that you to wish list, I take people's orders. One thing led to another, and I feel like I'm getting
So
there.
what do you do apart from when you're working and with your plants and flowers?
Yes.
What do you get to do in your time as Rehemah time?
Yeah, I'm a housewife. I like working a lot. I do kitchen work, homework. But I also have another family now, the cancer family.
Yes.
Yeah, we have our forum for fighters. There are two. There is a fighters forum, which is called Fighters. There is another forum called UOCASO, Uganda Women Cancer Support Organization. So we normally meet those friends. They have questions. Family has just gotten news broken and to them that somebody has just discovered they have cancer. Somebody is having issues. We go because when somebody has cancer, it's not only the person who has the cancer who is affected.
Yes.
Actually, everybody around you
Is affected. That is true.
So we move together with my colleagues. We talk to patients about cancer. We encourage them. We even show them our scars. To encourage them, we show them, you see, I have this scar, but I'm Rehemah. I'm doing this. I'm okay. If I could fight it, you can fight it.
That is true.
So we keep encouraging them how to fight, tell them, encourage them how to live. You change their lifestyle. You have to change their eating habits. You have to. There is a lot you have to adjust.
More onto the healthier side of things.
Yes.
Onto the healthier side of things. That's very encouraging.
Yeah, sometimes we come home. We come home with those flowers.
Yes.
With my fellow fighters.
That
We
is
chat.
good.
We gift each other. And it is so therapeutic and healing.
That is true.
Yeah.
And of course, like we said, you do not give up. It is a fight. It is a fight. Go for screenings. Do your checkups. I know most people get doctor's appointments after they feel something is off.
Yes.
Constantly go and check and find out how your body is.
Yes.
Now, it's not just breast cancer, but we must appreciate that this particular month we are looking at breast cancer.
Yes.
But also we do look at all the other kinds and types of cancer. So let us not just sit back and wait for some things to happen. Let us avoid them if we actually can. Okay. Now, I do pray, and we are together in prayer for any of our brothers and sisters out there that are dealing with cancer, any kind of cancer. I know it's breast cancer month, but any kind of cancer that you're dealing with. It is a tough journey, it is a long journey, but it takes the brave and to keep and push no matter what. And we thank you for making time for us.
You're welcome. Thank you for
making time. Now, I must say some of these stories inspire us in so many different ways. We are talking about cancer, we are talking about breast cancer, any other kind of cancer as well.
Yeah.
Now, she was able to battle it out with a positive attitude and fight it. Yes. Now, of course, that is our super soul sister, Hussein Rehemah Namara, who still went ahead and said, life continues. I will keep on fighting, not just for myself, but for my family, and of course, for the future to come ahead. We should never give up. Like she told you, she's now doing something that she enjoys and loves. It's therapeutic. It is keeping her going, and you look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
We should get into, I think I should get into having flowers around me all the time. Maybe that will also be
feel
some kind of therapy for me.
You will feel the difference.
Indeed. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And of course, thank you so much for watching us here on Super Soul Sisters. For me and the entire team, my name is Rowena Kajumba. Good night.